A new report from the Atlantic Council, a think tank based in Washington, D.C., unpacks the implications of the war-induced economic sanctions on Russia's imports. Between February and March 22, Russia's imports decreased by 9.7%, while shipping container traffic in Russia's highly trafficked ports like St. Petersburg, Vladivostok, and Novorossiysk decreased by 50% in March 22. Specifically, the Atlantic Council report assesses how exports from countries like India to Russia, who haven't openly criticized Russia for the invasion of Ukraine, have been affected. The report describes these countries, including India, China, Pakistan, Brazil, Vietnam, and South Africa, amongst others, as fence-sitters, alluding to their perceived neutrality amidst the war in Ukraine. The report explains that within the fence-setters, there has been a variance in how exports to Russia have decreased. Countries like Pakistan, Brazil, and Jordan have not experienced the same drop in export levels with Russia as countries like Vietnam or India. This is due to the nature of the exports of these countries. Brazil's exports to Russia are driven primarily by soybeans, cow meat, and groundnuts. Pakistan's exports are mainly agricultural, with citrus as its top export to Russia. Agricultural products aren't subject to sanctions, so therefore these exports to Russia continue unmarred. However, on the other hand, the majority of India, Vietnam, and China's exports to Russia are technological products, which are more likely to be caught in the crossfire of Western sanctions. Essentially, companies from these countries face a choice: comply with sanctions or face business loss with Russia, or risk losing business with the US and the West. Further, an article in Foreign Policy suggests that reinforced Russian air defense systems in eastern Ukraine are increasingly limiting the effectiveness of Ukrainian drones. The report quotes several anonymous Ukrainian officials and military personnel who imply that Ukrainian forces have largely stopped the use of Turkish Bayraktar drones, which were a central facet of Ukraine's defense in the earlier stages of the war. This has largely been due to revitalized, improved, and changed Russian air defense capabilities, the Foreign Policy report adds. Moving to the battlefield, the ISW reports that on the 22nd of June, Russian forces continued to make gains to the south of Lysychansk, which lies approximately 10 kilometers from Severodonetsk, and will likely reach the Lysychansk in the coming days. However, the ISW estimates that they are unlikely to capture the whole of the Severodonetsk and Lysychansk area. Further, Russian forces focused on defensive operations along the southern axis of the battlefield on Wednesday, and may have made marginal gains within the Mykolaiv Oblast area. For The Print, this is Suchet Vir Singh. For more, log on to ThePrint.in.